Hey folks, this is Mark Kelly again with Inbound Revenue. I wanted to talk to you a little bit again about selling PPC. This is lesson number 3, and this is selecting what is number 3? This is targeting the right type of client, not the niche in particular, but the right type of client for Google Ads. I've got some notes, I'm going to refer to them as we go along. Now, one of the first things you do want to do is look at the niches. I have a whole video about selecting a niche, so I won't get into that too much. But if you go to the Inbound Revenue website, there is a list of our top 50 niches. It's got ones we currently work in, future niches. It's a great resource for you to look at in terms of, what type of niches are a good fit. So the niche what I want to talk about niches this time is not so much the specific niche that you dive into, but some of the attributes of a niche that you should look at before you advertise on, or before you niche down, or before you start trying to sell PPC. So one of the things you want to look for when you look at a niche is, do they advertise? Is this a niche that is currently spending money on either ads or their website or billboards or local magazines or radio or anything? Is this a niche that tends to spend money on advertising? Because if it doesn't, then you're going to not only have to sell your service, digital marketing, whatever it is you offer, you're also going to have to sell them on the concept of money, spending money in order to advertise and grow their business. This is really hard if you are in a niche that just relies on referrals or something like that. Another thing, this is not crucial, but it can be helpful, is their service urgent? So if their service is urgent, it's more likely to generate a lot of leads faster. It's not 100% true, because landscaping and pool service and a bunch of other things work really well. But if they have a roof leak, or their toilet's backed up, or the sewer is overflowing into their yard, those are all challenges that are unique to, that add urgency to the need to generate leads and for people to search for them and to call them. And then the other thing is super important, is to consider the revenue generated. You can look at the lifetime value. The lifetime value might be a one-time sale. So if it's a roofer and they're doing repairs and replacement, that could be a $2,500, $5,000, $10,000, $40,000 job. They may only do that job once, but that's a high lifetime value. The other one is if you're looking at like lawn mowing or residential cleaning or pool service, that's something that you have to look at: how long you retain a client, how long your clients retain a client, what their average revenue per month, per year, and lifetime value is. So you want to find something with a decent value, decent amount of transaction going on, or a fairly high amount of transactions. So that's important, whether it's one time or whether it's lifetime, is that you have, that you have money flowing in order to generate advertising and pay for your services. So if you can find someone that advertises, their service is urgent, their revenue is decent, if you can at least get 2 out of 3 of those, that's important. The most other important thing that I want to talk about is the size of the company you target. So ideally, you're talking to a company that has some established services. They've been around for a while, so they've built up their company. They're not a startup, where they're really scraping for cash, and they have enough size to support advertising. So maybe they've got multiple trucks or crews out in the field. Maybe they have an office with multiple people working in it. It's not a one person, one truck type of business. So those are the hardest to work with. Very small businesses, they're watching every dime, and they're looking at your ads all the time and saying, hey, I just got a $23 click. Is that normal? That's what you want to avoid. You want to find someone who's like, okay, I trust you to run my marketing. Here's the money. Do the job. I'm pretty much going to leave you alone. So the size of the company and how long they've been in business are 2 important things. So aim bigger than the one truck, one person type of business, and think services generally, not e-commerce. E-commerce is complicated. We do offer e-commerce under our custom campaigns, but it's a harder business, and the cost of entry for e-commerce is so low that if you target a service business that has a building and trucks and crews and parts and things, they're more likely to be able to afford you. So that's lesson, whichever lesson this is. Let me take a look. That is lesson 3 on selling PPC. If you have comments or thoughts, drop them in the comments below. Please subscribe to the channel. Check us out at inboundrevenue.com. Talk to you again soon.